Welcome to Techstination. Joining us is Rohan Dixit, the founder and CEO of Lief Therapeutics. It's Lief, L-I-E-F. Thank you for joining us, Rohan.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us about Lief Therapeutics. What are you all about?
Well, Lief is a direct-to-consumer telemedicine platform. We integrate kind of the cutting edge in mental health using CBT techniques, mindfulness techniques, as well as a connected device called the Lief Smart Patch, which is an ECG that kind of sticks to your body and teaches you how to be more self-aware of your physiology and how your kind of body affects your emotional state. So yeah, that's kind of the company.
Well, interesting times, I suppose, for telemedicine of all sorts here. Tell me what you're seeing.
Yeah, the COVID-19 crisis is certainly impacting people's mental health. The quarantine, shelter in place, as well as kind of the generalized anxiety and economic distress is weighing on a lot of us. And so we've recently taken some steps to launch our product, which, we're primarily based in California and have done a lot of consumer sales up until this point. We sort of shifted now to being covered under people's insurance plans and trying to deliver care to them at a subsidized cost through the insurance, just so we can meet people where they are.
You've partnered with Genoa Telepsychiatry. Tell me about that.
Yeah, Genoa is a telepsychiatry company. It's part of OptumRx. They have around 4,000 mental health providers around the country. And so our partnership with them, and the agreement that we announced recently is really great because it allows us to kind of have those licensed mental health providers to augment our offering all across the country.
Well, tell us how it ties in with your wearable and what the patient or consumer experience with it is.
Yeah, so our wearable is a smart patch that essentially measures your heart rate, your breathing patterns, and it can tell when you're in a state of high stress, high anxiety. It measures a biomarker of mental health called heart rate variability, HRV. So this is kind of the new wave in mental health. And what it allows us to do for the first time is have data that both your doctor as well as yourself can use to track how you're doing and teaches you how to improve that biomarker in real time through essentially mindfulness, quantified mindfulness technique called HRV biofeedback or HRVB. And so that is almost like a training that you can do. You can think of this almost like the mental health equivalent of a gym, where you're able to train with a device, keep up to date with your clinician and a care provider. Any questions you may have are kind of helped along and supported by our care team. And that sort of ties together into a program that you can do anywhere you are, at home or anywhere else. And so the consumer experience is really simple. You just head to our site. You'll find a couple plans there. You can pick one that fits you. As soon as you're signed up, we shoot you a device right to your door, and your program starts totally remotely. And you'll be assigned a personal coach from there on out.
Why a patch instead of the more familiar wrist-worn devices that so many people have today?
Yeah, so heart rate variability, or HRV, this biomarker of mental health, is still pretty new and kind of emerging into practice. And one of the difficulties in measuring that biomarker is you need hyper accuracy. And so the Lief Smart Patch is actually an EKG device. It's an FDA Class 2 medical device. And so it's able to measure that biomarker accurately and feed it back to people so they can use it in a way that's meaningful to them.
And it ties in with an app on the phone that also can provide the information to a professional?
Yep, that's right.
And you also have what you call coaches. Tell me how that works.
Sure. So we at Lief Therapeutics sort of have a care model where we may bring multiple types of providers to support your kind of mental health journey. And so that can include anything from a telepsychiatrist to a nurse to a Lief coach. And a Lief coach is really geared around that idea of training and going to the gym. So just like you would kind of have a personal trainer and say working out a particular part of your body, maybe your arms with a bicep curl, for example, your Lief trainer can sort of take your HRV biomarker and the exercises that the device automatically assigns and turn that into a training program whereby you learn to actually improve that biomarker week by week, setting achievable goals for yourself and then training in order to actually improve your resiliency to things like anxiety and depression.
So people might wonder what the relationship is between physical health and fitness and mental health.
Yeah, that's right. It turns out that HRV actually as a biomarker is a really good indicator of that mind-body connection. And I think all of us have the personal experience of not getting perhaps enough physical exercise, not getting perhaps enough sleep, and noticing how that affects our mental health. That, of course, is borne out by the research. And what Lief helps you do is sort of train your body in order to build up some internal resiliency for things like anxiety and depression and that training as part of a healthy lifestyle can kind of predispose people to have fewer mental health challenges down the line.
Describe for us how pricing works, where it begins, and the details that people should know.
Sure. So you can rent a device for $49 a month. You can add a coach to that for a total of $99 per month. And for most people now, that's actually going to be covered under your insurance plan. And so we recommend and encourage people to reach out on our website. We have somebody manning the lines there, and they can kind of work with you to see if your insurance will cover Lief.
Very interesting. And again, for more info, where's the best place to go?
The best place would be getlief.com. That's GETLIEF.com.
How did this come about, Rohan?
Yeah, funny story. So I myself struggled with anxiety as an adolescent and found a book about mindfulness, and that really helped me quite a lot. And so I became a neuroscientist to learn what kind of had happened there. And over time, we sort of hit on this emerging biomarker of mental health and created a product to help people with it. It's kind of what I wanted for myself, way back when. And so we try to really create that kind of 21st century mental health experience.
And the differences between this and some of the many other meditation apps that are out there?
Yeah, this is a medical device. And so it's able to be accurate, one, and two, it's able to give you real-time feedback throughout the day. So you're wearing this patch, it's very discreet, it's thin, it's under your clothing. Yes, you have a coach connected through your app, but you actually don't need your phone or an app at all in order to engage with the device. And so it essentially will turn on throughout various times in your day when your body is entering a state of higher stress, and use vibrations to mirror your internal physiological state back to you. And what that does through biofeedback is actually trains you to learn, one, the awareness of when your body is shifting into a fight or flight state, but also it teaches you how to breathe in a particular way such that it actually improves your biomarker and then kind of down the line improves your outcomes on anxiety and depression, et cetera.
Again, the website is getlief.com. It's LIEF.com. Rohan Dixit, thank you so much for taking the time with us.
Thanks so much, Fred.
Now this. How many companies out there have continued to innovate when it comes to building a better radio? I'm Fred Fishkin, host of Techstination, and I'm here to tell you about the new CC Skywave SSB radio from the wonderful people at C. Crane. Bob and his crew really love radio, and it shows in this new compact model that is packed with features. Beyond great AM and FM reception and sound, you can tune into shortwave signals from around the world, listen to ham radio operators, aviation, and more. It's the radio you'll turn to every day, and in emergencies. It will run for nearly 3 days on just 2 AA batteries. Pair the sleep timer with the new Soft Speaker 3, and you've got the perfect radio for your nightstand. Of course, it can wake you up too. Click on Crane at Techstination.com and put in the code Techstination for a free flashlight with your order. They love radio, and you'll love Crane.